Hello everyone, welcome back to Xiangqi.com Chinese Chess YouTube channel. I'm Jenny, former World Junior Women Xiangqi Champion and content creator for Xiangqi.com. Today, I'm going to teach you checkmate tactics, the tactics to win a Xiangqi game. Checkmating the opponent, which means the opponent's general is being threatened with capture and there's no possible escape, is the way to win a Xiangqi game. Many Xiangqi players believe that the fastest way for beginners to improve their Xiangqi ability is to learn and practice the checkmate tactics. Therefore, in this video, I will introduce a list of common checkmate tactics. As soon as you have learned and got familiar with them, you'll be able to spot the winning opportunities more easily, so you can defeat your opponents by applying these checkmate tactics. The first checkmate tactic to introduce is the wide-faced general. In this tactic, we limit the movement of the opponent's general by using the flying general rule, that the two generals cannot face each other along the same file with no intervening pieces. And then, we can checkmate the opponent's general using another piece. Usually, the wide-faced general is performed by the coordination of Chariot general or Cannon general. For example, in this position, when the red chariot moves to f4, the general is being checked and has nowhere to escape due to the flying general rule. It also has no way to block or capture the general, so it is checkmated. This example has the same logic as the last one. This time, we move the soldier to f4, so the cannon can use it as a mount to check the general. For the same reason, the general is being checked and has nowhere to go, so it is checkmated. The next to introduce is the double chariot checkmate. As the name implies, in this tactic, we use two chariots to checkmate the opponent's general. There are two most common double chariot formations. In the first form, when the general is exposed, which means not being well protected by the advisors and elephants, we can use the two chariots to carry out the checkmate. Please note that we must have the two chariots on different files to checkmate in this formation because they would block each other when they are on the same file. In the second formation, though the general is not exposed, we can still use the double chariot tactic because the advisor is fragile under the attack performed by the two chariots, and the elephant is blocking the general from escaping to h5. The next to introduce is the elbow horse checkmate. To perform this tactic, you have to move the horse to the elbow horse positions, which are i3, i7, b3, and b7, to check the general. Usually, the elbow horse checkmate is performed by coordination of chariot horse or cannon horse. For example, here we use the elbow horse to expose the general to the rib file, then checkmate by chariot. Here's another example. We use the elbow horse to expose the general to rank I, then checkmate it by moving the chariot to the same rank. This one is similar to the last one, but this time we move the cannon to the back of the horse to checkmate. Double horse checkmate is an advanced application of elbow horse checkmate. The main idea here is first using an elbow horse to expose the general and limit its movement, and then use the other horse to checkmate. In this position, if the general doesn't get back to home but move to i4, we can still checkmate it by moving the h5 horse to g3. The next to introduce is the Palcorner horse checkmate. To perform this tactic, you have to move the horse to the palace corner to check. Much like the elbow horse checkmate, the main idea of Palcorner horse is also to first expose the general by horse, and then checkmate by other attacking pieces. For example, here we use the Palcorner horse to expose the general to rank I, then checkmate it by moving the chariot to rank I. Here's another example. We use the Palcorner horse to expose the general to rib file, and then checkmate it by moving the chariot to rib file. This one is similar to the last one, but this time we move the cannon to the back of the horse to checkmate. There are two types of common positions you'd better try to occupy if you want to carry out horse checkmates. To construct elbow horse checkmate or Palcorner horse checkmate, these are the most powerful positions. Golden hooked horse checkmate is an advanced application of Palcorner horse checkmate. The main idea is to sacrifice the chariot or a soldier to deflect the opponent's central advisor. Then we can perform the Palcorner horse checkmate. The seventh checkmate to introduce is the double cannon checkmate. Double cannon checkmate is using two overlapping cannons to checkmate. The opponent cannot block this checkmate in the front of the two cannons because if he blocks, we can still checkmate by using the front cannon. Double cannon checkmate is usually performed on the central file, rib file, and bottom rank. The eighth checkmate to introduce is the Smothered Cannon Checkmate. When the two advisors are linked, we call this formation castle advisors because they provide good protection to one side, especially against Chariot. However, we can perform the Smothered Cannon Checkmate on the bottom rank to take down the castle advisors easily. Another common form to apply Smothered Cannon attack is to perform it on rib file. This checkmate is the most common one in beginner levels because the castle advisors sometimes give people a false sense of security and makes people ignore the risk. The ninth checkmate to introduce is Double Toast Checkmate. Double Toast Checkmate is an advanced application of the Smothered Cannon Checkmate. The main idea is to use two cannons to break through the bottom elephant defense and to perform the Smothered Cannon Checkmate. The 10th checkmate to introduce is the Smothered Checkmate. Smothered Checkmate is to checkmate the opponent by checking a general that is totally surrounded and has nowhere to go. The Smothered Checkmate is usually performed by chariot, soldier, or cannon. The 11th checkmate to introduce is the Eunuch Chasing Emperor. Eunuch Chasing Emperor is an advanced application of Smothered Checkmate. The main idea is to use a soldier to check the opponent's general step by step with the support from general or chariot, and finally, smother the opponent's general. The 12th checkmate to introduce is the Centroid Checkmate. Centroid checkmate occurs when a soldier or chariot occupies the palace center to restrict the movement of the opponent's general, and then checkmated by using other pieces. The centroid piece can be either a chariot or a soldier. The final checkmate to introduce is the Two Devils Knock-in Checkmate. Two Devils Knock-in Checkmate employs two soldiers to invade the opponent's palace and locks the two rib files. Then, we can use another piece, usually general or chariot, to support one of them to take the general and checkmate. In today's video, we went over 13 common checkmates in Xiangqi. By learning them, you'll be able to spot winning opportunities when they come. As mentioned before, learning and practicing checkmate tactics is the fastest way for Xiangqi beginners to improve. Besides watching this video, You should also familiarize yourself with the checkmate tactics by challenging the Checkmate Puzzles on Xiangqi.com. You can click the exclamation marks on the screen to challenge the puzzles we have prepared for you to practice. To explore more checkmate puzzles, you can register an account on Xiangqi.com and try out the hundreds of puzzles in its puzzle section. In the next video, I'll cover the remaining 12 most common checkmate tactics. Stay tuned. If you want more Xiangqi videos, please like this video, follow our channel, and comment to let us know what kind of comment you want to know in the future.